This is going to be a video about the B-Air Kodiak kp1 and kp1.5. The only thing different about the kp1 and kp1.5 is the price difference. The kp1.5 is slightly expensive than the kp1. What makes the kp1.5 powerful is has a 1.5 horsepower motor. So it's a 1.5 horsepower motor. And also tell it's different. It has red here and red here. Compared to the kp1 has yellow here and yellow here. They have different air volume, and the kp1.5 is for slightly larger inflatables, and they're mainly both the same. You can actually stack a kp1.5 on top of a kp1. If you're doing, let's say, larger inflatables or moving a larger air volume, let's say in a shop, the kp1.5 might be the best option. If you have, let's say, a workshop, it gets hot in the summer, the kp1 might be the best option. There's like other ones out there, like those smaller compact versions from Airfox and Cyclone. Well, those style fans and stuff like that are discontinued. Airfox don't make bouncy castle blowers anymore, and Cyclone and another company that looks like Airfox are not around. The only brands you're gonna see is Zoom, B-Air, and these Vervo and these Chinese knockoff brands. They're all energy efficient compared to the Airfox and Tool King. If you don't know about the Tool King, Tool King's another company also that makes these fans here. The Tool King blowers is pretty much, they have different horsepowers. The Air Monster is a 2.5 horsepower, one of the world's powerfulest ones for larger stuff. That is recommended for inflatables. I don't recommend using that for a shop. Everything's gonna be blowing around with that 1.5 horsepower, actually no, 2.5 horsepower motor. Let's say if you're doing a lot of air volume, sorry for that, there's other ones out there that have airflow intake from this side, and there's nothing keeping the motor cool. And the only issue is when there's air getting sucked in from this side, there's no little fan on here. And next thing about the B-Air kp1.5 and kp1, the motor mount is actually, compared to a larger fan, the motor is mounted like this on the B-Air blowers. Other ones out there like the Airfox or the other brand, they're mainly mounted down here instead of on top. Next thing about this blower, it has louvers. These are louvers. You can actually, if these louvers do break, B-Air sells these separately. You can actually buy for the blower. This one has 3 louvers. These open up. There's the giant fan wheel in there. It has a large fan wheel. There's no squirrel cage in there. Actually, it's a hamster wheel. There's no hamster wheel in there. Like compared to the other versions, like the Zoom and Airfox or the other company that mainly air gets sucked in from here, that has a hamster wheel. And like the Airfox and other companies, this one has a metal motor blade. So the fan blade's metal compared to the other ones are mainly plastic. That makes one of these the best blowers. And this is actually powerful than the Panda. The Panda has a hamster wheel. I call them hamster wheels. Squirrel cages are longer, hamster wheels are smaller. I call them hamster wheels because first thing is when you look at a hamster wheel, they're mainly smaller. Next thing about these blowers that makes these better compared to like the ones they previously, like the Cyclone one, Tool King, Airfox, you can't find those on Amazon anymore. If you do, it's going to be, let's say, out of stock, because first thing is the company might went out of business or the company changed. Airfox does not make bouncy castle blowers. You actually can buy yourself a used Airfox on, let's say, eBay or any online sites if they sell them. The only thing is different, this is way better than the Airfox in my opinion. Because first thing is, this thing at least has been around longer. And this thing is pretty much better quality compared to the Zoom blower and other brands like that. Well, Zoom was been around longer. If you actually wonder about the older Zoom blower, the original one before the black motor casing and yellow fan casing, it was a all black blower with a orange piece right here. Don't know what the motor actually looked like. There's actually not that many videos for that blower, and actually that blower is discontinued from Zoom, so there's not that much information for it. There's actually not as much photos on the internet of that blower. If you like the color with the orange with the black, it's pretty much might be louder, probably louder than this one, and it's pretty much might be powerful. But compared to the new ones, actually the company had a lot of the ones you actually find now, it'll be the all blue version. There's a lot of knockoff companies for its lower price that looks like a Zoom. When they actually make those knockoffs, it's actually a knockoff brand, so it's mainly a cheaper brand. But first thing is, you can also buy the deflator and stuff. There are a lot, it's very durable. When you see a lot of these other videos, when people like say drop these down and stuff like that, they're durable. The plastic is pretty much different on that one, and it's pretty much getting kind of popular. A lot of inflatable companies are using those blowers because for its pricing, it's pretty much better. It's a made in China product. It's Chinese compared to this one. This one's very durable and powerful. It makes this one stand out as these blowers, you can still find the old ones still running by today. And when you start your own business, would I recommend the older version or newer version? You can actually get the older models on eBay or other sites like that. And there's also other brands out there. If you're going to start your own bouncy castle business, or if you want a fan that you mainly want to put in your shop, I recommend Air. But if you do a lot of stuff like that, a lot of sawdust, but you're afraid everything's getting to the motor, there are other versions with enclosed motors, but they all have open vented motors now, the newer versions. And these are very powerful than those fans they sit on the floor and dry floors. That's why a lot of boardwalk bathrooms don't use these, because these are loud. And there's this new company that was been around. Actually, there's this brand new company of bouncy castle blowers. It's pretty much quieter and energy efficient compared to like the previous ones. And don't know what brand it is. There's also another brand too. It's called the Big Bad Wolf, I think it's called. And it has the white and the black. I think this portion's white and this portion's black. And it's actually a slightly newer brand. And you can only find that on, like, say, commercial sites. There's also other brands out there also that pretty much is an all black blower with a blue here and blue here, orange here and orange here. Those other blowers you only find on bouncy castle sites. Also, they have the all black version too. You won't find them on Amazon, only on bouncy castle sites. There's also another one that's based on that, the black version with the blue grill and the blue louvers is for your pool liners. Those you have to find on bouncy castle websites. And those blowers are also the same thing as the Zoom blower. These you can find anywhere, Amazon, stuff like that. And these are one of the best blowers you actually can buy. If you have one of those little kids inflatables, when you actually buy it, they come with those little blowers. I actually do have one of those ones that goes with those little kids inflatables. They're mainly not as loud. They're not as powerful. And it comes with it too when you buy one. The one, Zoom also makes one. And first thing is the one that sounds like Justin Bieber's hairdryer. That one is discontinued. They don't make that blower anymore. There was actually a video about a capacitor that blew on that blower, and it was a made in China blower. And first thing is, I do have that old blower I have, the one that's made in China, brand's Toy Quest. That blower is still working by today. And the only thing is different, that blower is lightweight by at least like 10 pounds and not as strong, but it has a new, the only thing that went on it was a GFCI thing on it, one of the best blowers, but you can't find, the brand's called Toy Quest, and the company's still around, but you can't really find it on Amazon. I feel it comes with a bonsai water slide. You can actually get one on eBay. You can get one that's a used or new on eBay, because when people buy those slides, they want to put a larger blower on it. They don't like what it comes with. Lowe's are also good blowers. Lowe's that comes with the kid slides. And the companies that you mainly see, because first thing is when people buy it, those kids inflatables that you find for like kids, they don't accept these fans right here. They don't accept it. You have to jiggy rig it to actually accept it. That makes it, you have to go, it'll take for a while to accept it and like that. So that's why they have the air outlets are smaller. Like the one I have, I actually will make a separate video about it. One of the best fans ever. You can't find it on Amazon. It comes with the bonsai slide. Everything that is the bonsai. And if you compare the newer ones that look like the carpet dryers that you see, let's say schools and stuff, they also have another version also that looks like one of the Zoom blowers. That's also, a lot of those companies don't make that one anymore. Now, the one that Best Way has for their inflatables, a lot of companies stick with that version now. That's the newer version. That makes those blowers so crappy, and they're a piece of junk in my opinion, for its how cheap they are. Those are, at least you can get them for like $60, and they're mainly disposable. When it breaks, you throw it away, get yourself a new one. How many of those things pile up in the landfill? That's going to be a waste, a lot of oil and chemicals, because plastic is making oil and these chemicals to make plastic. Compare one of these, how many of these older BR Kodiaks are still running by today. These have big old motors on it. They're not those little cheap piece of crap motors that you actually find on those small inflatable blowers. What makes those blowers horrible, in my opinion, is those things are very cheap. You can get one for $68. These, I think this is like 100. You can get one of these on Amazon for $168. I think somewhere 160 range.